Hello, Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
Hey, Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross-stitch.
One stitch at a time. Today is Monday, April 10th. It is the Monday after Easter. Y'all, I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
I think next weekend is going to be one small project and sleep. Those are the only things I want to do next weekend.
Yeah, it's been a long couple of weeks.
And I might put that project off to the following weekend.
Getting things ready for the church for Palm Sunday, Easter Sunday, going to see my nieces, going to guild meeting.
The universe, they didn't even bother peeing in my dang Cheerios. They just dumped horse manure.
I had a birthday in there, in case you couldn't tell. Thursday.
Sorry, I'm bumming you out.
Thursday was my birthday, and yes.
Happy birthday!
I wore the birthday sash and the birthday button.
By the way, there's only one thing you're doing wrong.
What?
Where's your princess wave? There we go.
I made the most of turning 40. I don't know how long the crown's going to last during this video, because it's not an adult crown, it's a kid crown. Oh, hey, we're blurry.
I think you turned 40, not 21.
Apparently, Look, I know I had a glass of wine tonight over at the Ladies Guild meeting, but come on.
I half expected to see women outside with a hammer.
We couldn't find a bottle opener. It was awful.
We found one.
We found one. Thank goodness. So we have had a busy week. So we had Needlework Guild was Wednesday night. Thursday was not only my birthday, but pick up flowers for Easter for the church and Holy Thursday Mass. Friday I had Good Friday services. Decorate the church for Easter. Saturday night was Easter Mass, the long Mass, because I like the long Mass. Yesterday was Easter. Today was my Ladies Guild meeting for the church. It was a lot. It's been a busy week. It's been a busy 2 weeks. I'm very tired. So, hopefully you all had a wonderful week. Hopefully if you celebrated Easter, you had a wonderful Easter celebration. I know the Orthodox religions, Easter is next week. So, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Why don't we shout out our commenters?
Okay. Andrea, that Goldie Fish LS. Lucinda. All my goldfish jokes, and I gotta be careful. Jeep Girl Stitches. Mad Morty and the Brom.
That's Morty and her husband David.
Okay, they fused.
Yes, they did.
Oh no, they did the fusion dance.
Oh no.
Janet, Bridget, Junebug, Susie Scat, Teresa, Lan, and PD Stitcher.
Thank you all so much for the birthday wishes and fun. Andrea said that the whole first week of April is is birthday celebration. I'm sorry, we're going for the whole month.
So you want me to spend the entire month reminding you you're 40?
Yes.
Okay, Ella, she's old.
At some point, we're going to fast the jalapeno for my birthday dinner. Mexican place. So good. So good. Last week's intro was 20 minutes. This week, we're not even at 5.
I'm not under the talk.
Well, we didn't have a drama-filled trip to Cincinnati.
No, but last week sucks for me.
Last week was a rough week.
Work, just work.
Work decided to ruin my birthday.
Work decided to, if you've been following, you know my job's been kicking me while I'm down. They got more creative, and it wasn't even their fault this time, I think.
No, it wasn't. It was the other place's fault.
Still. Busy now. It's not a bad thing, but I'm back at the main lab, and I'm learning a new thing, which is the most advanced thing in the building. And no one's there to teach me, so I have to figure it out on my own.
Cheer wine bottle caps. Okay. Oh, I should make this in.
Oh, by the way, there's one. Yes. 2. I just thought of something.
What?
There's only one problem I have with cheer wine.
What?
Non-alcoholic.
Yes. Cheer wine. If you know what cheer wine is, you know it's delicious. If you don't know what cheer wine is, think cherry Coke, only better. Like 10 times, a million times better.
I won't go that far.
I love cheer wine. And they sell it in bottles in Jungle Gyms in Cincinnati. So I have cheer wine bottle caps hanging out around the house. So it'd make really cute needle minders. Okay, moving along. Let's go on to whips.
Want me to do it again?
No. Whips.
I was so busy setting up for Wednesday, I never got a chance to stitch. And this week has been... If I stitch in the next month, I'll be surprised, and that is just due to sheer exhaustion.
Well.
I am learning something extremely difficult. It's using up all my brain cells.
I'm sorry.
All 5 of them.
Yeah, well. Okay, well. Let's, I guess, start on my whip. So, I picked up my project. I think it was Monday that I picked out my project for a couple of the monthlies. And I started stitching. At some point in my stitching process of this project, I decided I was just going to go ahead and finish it. So,
oh, it's done.
it is done. I don't know. I didn't get everything put into the other, to this binder, as far as like what prompts were what for last week because of the craziness that was last week. So I don't have all that. I do know that I used this for at least one of the monthlies and then some of the weeklies. But it was the Be Happy project that we did at Needlework Guild last year. That was the shading project. Let me tell you, I had a heck of a time with this letter, these letters. She shaded them, like, so if you look, she has these letters shaded so that there's one color, the second color, the third color. She has them intermixed in here. Who dug it? It challenged me, and I ended up just doing it like the Be Happy part. So, I stitched this. So I got these flowers finished, these flowers up here finished, and then I put this border in, and then I started the letters, and I was off, so I had to frog out all of the top light color of the letters. And I started in on the M. I just could not get it right the way she had it all jumpy. So I did them the same, 3 rows of each color. But I got about halfway done with this and I went, I think I can fit this in another prompt. So we're going to see if I can finish it. And if I don't finish the prompt, well, I'll find something else to fill it. Well, it was enough to finish the prompt. Altogether, I did 935 stitches on this to finish this. I don't know what the total stitch count on it was because I don't keep that. It's just on a piece of white 28 count Aida. Last year, at the end of Needlework Guild season, we did a lacing versus pinning workshop where everybody, well, those that had this done, there was quite a few that didn't have this done, pin this to some foam core to frame it. That's not how I'm going to FFO it anyways. I don't know how I'm going to FFO it, but, so I have an unexpected finish this week. And a most expected start. So I finished that up Wednesday. Thursday was my birthday. So I did my birthday start. Because, you know, I have...
Birthday! Sorry, random idea. I thought it was good.
I have my 2020 birthday start. No. My 2020 birthday start was Shannon Christine's Bell. I think. Or was that 2019? Shannon Christine's Bell is still a birthday start. Was a birthday start that I have not finished. And then last year's birthday start was a Greyhound year, and I still don't have that done. But I am chugging along on that because of the Daylight 30 Olympics. So I started RTM's Quaker Fantasies Bell for this year's birthday. There are 5 called for overnight flosses, Classic Colorworks, Weeks as iWorks. I found good substitutes for 4 of them in my stash. This dress is the only one I don't have substitute for. I will be ordering it. It is Classic Colorworks Golden Star. I just, for the most part, what is overdyed is fairly in. It's hard to see the variegation in them. In my opinion, it's hard to see the variegation in them. So, with the exception of her dress, I just went ahead and pulled stuff out of my stash.
Can I make a comment about the pattern? It's an observation, not an insult.
What?
Looking at this, it looks like somebody watched Belle, then watched Alice in Wonderland.
Well,
because it's like the imagery, a random imagery you would see in Alice in Wonderland, but it's Belle themed.
What she did was, she took the Beauty and the Beast theme. Mrs. Potts and Chip, the Beast, the Rose, Belle's dress, castle, you know. She took the imagery of that and made it into a Quaker. So, and that's what a Quaker is small motifs of little designs.
Okay.
So, I did, what did I do? I did 617 stitches on
this top?
That's the top. I'm just stitching this on white Aida. It's called for on white opalescence.
This is not Aida.
Or white even weave. It's called for on white opalescence. I didn't have any opalescence. I just went with white. So that is 617 stitches. So I have the first motif. I actually have the first 2 motifs done because this flower is done as well. So, fairly quick stitching. And one thing I like about Quakers, one thing that I do like about Quakers is each motif is like a little small finish. So that's kind of fun. It gives you a little bit of a victory as you're going along.
So you do little things like that?
Yeah. So Shannon Christine is not going to be a whip by the end of the year, even if it kills me.
Okay.
Probably shouldn't say it that way. Okay, I don't know where the cover photo is for this.
I'm sorry, I just pictured all your floss turning into a monster and attacking you and stabbing you with 100 needles. Think the Blob, but stash.
Hold, please. Okay, I found the cover photo for this. So, that was Thursday and Friday stitching. Like I said, Thursday and Friday stitching was kind of minimal because of church stuff. So, for Saturday and Sunday, I pulled out, as selected by hubby, Raven Queen to be my next Olympics piece that I worked on. And I did a lot more stitches than I thought I did Saturday and Sunday. Here she is in her full glory. So yes, I'm changing the blues and teals, or the teals, to red. That's why we call her Regina, because the inspiration was Regina from Once Upon a Time. So this is on a piece of Raven Queen fabric by 32 count. What I did was 1,172 stitches, which was this. So I have all of that part of the castle railing done, and I did a little bit. I had to do like 20 stitches into her dress to finish a prompt yesterday on it. So now I basically have only dress to finish. There's a couple like single lines of the grays that make up the steps down here. I'm not doing the outline, the border.
Which means she's almost bell-worthy.
Yes. I would say she could probably go into the almost finished pile. Well, I'm not putting my yearlies in like the almost finished, far from finished sort of pile. She is also a desire to finish by the end of the year, though not necessarily a hard goal.
As long as you have me picking out, probably will be for a very simple reason. I want to see you in that dress.
Well, so...
You look beautiful in fancy dresses.
Thank you. So, last week when... I don't know if we talked about this on camera. Last week you said March was over, and you had a good time picking out projects for me. So as long as you can go through with the, I don't repick it once I've stitched on it until I've stitched on everything. You can keep picking projects when I change projects, with a few exceptions.
I'm not really messing with the yearlies because that's a limited pool.
Well, the yearlies is a limited pool, and I give you the list of what I have left. So,
sorry, this is a limited pool. Our new pool we're getting this summer. We live in Northern Ohio. We only have a limited amount of time in it.
I always said I never wanted to own a pool because you only get to use a pool 3 months out of the year in Northern Ohio. So I realized how nice it was to have a pool right out my back door.
That's why we bought a temporary one. And I would advise this to anybody. If you're thinking about buying a pool, get one of those Intech or Summer Wave.
Yeah.
Little like PVC frame.
Yeah.
Because they use a filter, so you'll get used to using chlorine. You'll have to do the chlorine stuff. You have to use the filter stuff. You have to do all of that stuff. So for me, it was can I tolerate keeping this clean?
Mm-hmm. And it's in comparison to a full size pool, it is a good test of can I tolerate keeping this clean? Is it going to encumber my outdoor space? That was kind of my other thing was if we do a pool, how's it going to work in our outdoor space? So, all right, well, that was really my stitching for the week. Like I said, it wasn't a whole lot. I plan to stitch a bunch this week. What I started stitching on today, I got a goal on it. I've got some goals set for it. We're going to see how we get
I've been itching to do one piece, and I just keep not getting around to it. I'll talk about it in plans.
Okay, we'll talk about plans. I do have haul, because I brought home haul from the Needlework Guild, and I have birthday haul. Haul, y'all. You didn't bring home anything from Guild.
No. I didn't have a chance.
Oh, it's not a little bit. Well, okay. Anyway.
Well, I was trying to herd cats. Because, this is what I decided to decorate the table with. Because our theme was grazing. I had to wait for all of the food to be there. But this also meant, so I couldn't set it up before. I had to wait for all the food. So the time I normally would have been browsing, I was either setting this up or cleaning this up.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out beautifully, ate my time up, and I did browse it a little bit, and I didn't see anything I really liked. The only one thing I actually spent a lot of time on, I didn't see one I liked.
Okay. Well, I will show you what I got. No idea. EJV Designs?
Huh?
I don't know. It's really cute. It's almost like a scissor fob thing. It's called the stitching spool. So here's your motifs. It's a button, scissors, and thread. And you put it on a spool. I thought it was super cute and super simple. So I thought, why not? And then somebody was giving away, it looks like it's the fully kit, it's the full kit. It's at least the chart. So it's at least the chart, so I can figure out threads. It is the Dimensions Man's Best Friend. I believe this is no longer in print because I think last I knew, Haven and Earth Design had rights to this artwork and they made it a full coverage. So I have the Dimensions kit, which is not a full coverage. Well, you know, they've got all that half stitch stuff, shading stuff like they have. So I thought that was super cute. And then our friend Annie, who was an impassionate, she was a cross stitcher. Oh, I forgot one other thing. Press bars. These are to make your own bias tape. I'm not entirely sure I understand how to work them, but I'm going to try to teach myself how to quilt.
Oh, Lord.
I've talked to a couple of quilters that I know, and it is possible to quilt without a long arm machine or sending it out to a long arm machine. Your quilting isn't going to be like the cool spiral design, but there are ways you can do it. We'll see how it goes. I figured they're free. I can try them to make my own bias tape. And then our friend Annie that passed away back in February, she was a cross stitcher, but she was also a very passionate crocheter. And her husband, Ron, came to the meeting and brought some of her crocheted items that he and his daughter really didn't I don't want to say didn't want to keep, but they both decided that they wanted some stuff, you know, they want stuff to go to the guild members to remember her by and to share in her memory. So they kind of picked out some stuff that they really wanted to keep realistically, and then picked out stuff that, you know, they would be okay with parting with, as long as it went to one of us. So I picked up a shawl, one of her triangle shawls that she had made. So, yay! It was very pretty.
I'm going to do this one because I think it's funny.
What? Oh my gosh.
This is technically for cross-stitching. We got these things that do this. Loud noise warning. Each one of these beeps. We're attaching one of these to Laura's scissor fob thing she got.
We're attaching one of these to at least one of Laura's scissors. Because I am constantly going, where are my scissors? Where are my scissors?
And by constantly, I mean the number of I have actually think 4 is the most I've actually gotten in one day.
Yeah. Really, I got them to attach one to this.
Don't know how we're going to do that yet. Those are kind of big to attach.
I have an idea. Because I am constantly trying to find my phone at home. But, alright, and then the other, not really non-birthday haul. I made an order with Witchold like a month ago, and I finally got my stuff in. 2 orders with Witchold like a month ago. And I finally got the stuff in. Most of it was for something else. July, I can't remember when. It's cross-stitch. It's 24 hours of cross-stitch weekend that happens in July. There's a group of us that are starting Joan Elliott's Christmas in Blue. Had to order some threads for that. Had to order some flosses for that. Ordered the beads for that. Decided, since I can get it for wholesale cost, and it's not nearly as expensive as retail, I would get the bead kit for Dressmaker's Daughter. Because I really want to stitch this. I opened it up and went, oh my god, what have I done?
Do me a favor, one question.
What?
You own the pattern, right?
Yes, you bought me the pattern. So somebody actually asked me that because I posted this on Instagram and Facebook. I was like, oh my god, what have I done? Somebody actually asked me that. They said they thought I already had this. Before we moved, I don't know if it was the Christmas of 2019 or Christmas of 2018. You had bought me the pattern for this, and you said you didn't buy me the bead pack because the bead pack was like the budget I had given you for Christmas.
I actually specifically asked you, can I spend double? You went no, and I went, I'll tell you why after Christmas.
Yes, and when I opened the Christmas present and saw Dressmaker's Daughter, I knew why. So, I got this with my wholesale. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I bought this with my wholesale. Now, that being said, Joe ordered the pattern because I really, really, really want to stitch it. I am going to start this. I have a friend whose birthday is later this month. I am going to go see if I have enough floss. I should have enough flosses to start this, because this has been on the I need to stitch this list for a long time.
You're going to need to pause the video.
Put the crown back on.
I had to confirm some stuff.
We're now going into birthday haul. So, when we got our taxes done, Joe asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I said I really didn't know, but then I had some ideas, and I realized that something that I wanted from a website called Hobbii, Hobbii, was on sale. So I ordered myself it and a few other goodies from that, and then before we went to Cincinnati, Joe went to Hobby Lobby and got me a few extra goodies. So this is what I really wanted from Hobbii. It is a yarn bag. So these pockets are for knitting needles. I don't knit. I can put my crochet hooks in this pocket. It's got a nice big interior.
Now, what did I do to the interior?
We're getting there. It also has, the top has, so the yarn feeds up. So the yarn can sit in there. Focus. There we go. So the yarn can sit in the bag and feed it up through here, which I need for a couple of projects. That, and it's a nice bag. I really like the site Hobbii. At first I was kind of concerned because I thought, you know how when you see stuff advertised on social media, you think cheap Chinese stuff a lot of times. Especially with a name like Hobbii. They're actually out of Denmark. They ship out of Denmark. So it does take a bit to get to the States, but it's not that bad. It's got an extra pocket that I have yet to figure out. Oh, it just clips on like that. And it's got a carry strap. It's got a carry strap. So, now Joe packed my birthday present in the bag very lovingly. Gave it to me all zipped up and closed. And when I unzipped it, I had 2 balls of yarn from Hobby Lobby, like this. I love this yarn. It's just the, well, I don't even know what color it is. Amethyst acrylic.
It's a pretty purple.
It's pretty purple. My crown is not adult size, it's kid size.
You've mentioned this a few times.
But,
go ahead.
Okay. But as you can see, I have one ball of it, one skein of it, ball of it, sitting here. Where's the other one? It's sitting over by his chair because he took it and unwound it and made yarn barf on the top of my...
I gave her yarn barf for her birthday! Yes, and it was inspired by this idea for the guild meeting. You gotta admit you loved it.
I did love it. I did laugh. Beth Ann was on Zoom with me when he got home on Thursday and gave it to me, and we both laughed really hard. However, he is now working on putting it back into a pretty cake. So he also got me 3 yards of Columbus Blue Jackets fabric.
If you know her, you know.
If you know, you know. That was it. Oh, I didn't bring the flowers over. The flowers are... That was it from Hobby Lobby.
Oh, okay.
So...
That took care of that.
The rest of the haul, the rest of what I got from Hobby was I got 2 packs of stitch holders for my crochet, which I've already opened 1 pack and put to use 2 of these on his blanket, and I've been using the small gold one with my washcloths. And then he got me some stitch markers. I picked out some stitch markers. They are silver, gold, rose gold. They're like the mini shower hooks. Because I need stitch markers. I have like 10 stitch markers. So, and then 2 balls of cotton yarn. That a little bit thinner than I thought they would be.
Can I just ask a question?
What?
Ha! Just ha!
Well, cotton is a more so. If you're a crocheter, you know, a knitter, you know, acrylic is kind of an inexpensive yarn. This is actually, I have to admit, it's kind of a nice, inexpensive acrylic. Hobby Lobby acrylic is $5 a haul. This isn't a bad acrylic. It's not.
By the way,
you know, cheap acrylic. If you knit or crochet, you know cheap acrylic is awful.
May I say that's actually why I didn't mind Yard Bar for you, because I would have spent $5 getting you any other packaging material.
Right. Designed in Denmark, made in India. That's what Hobby is. These are a 3 weight. I thought they were a 4. And yes, they're small balls of yarn. They are...
That's nice.
Yes. It doesn't give me grams. Oh, it does. They're 50 grams each. You know, and I will say, there's a little easy start tab on the outside. Some people in my one crochet group kind of have complained about Hobby, the size of their product. First of all of it is in the description. So, yeah, I did think they were a bit thicker of a weight. But I'm not gonna lie. I have my Hobby Lobby I Love This Cotton over here. They kind of look the same, though, if you're asking me. I'm also not gonna lie. I have tried Sugar and Cream cotton. I've got this cotton. I've got I Love This Cotton from Hobby Lobby. They have a Crafter's Choice cotton. I love this cotton. It's my favorite cotton yarn. Hands down. It's about the same as Sugar and Cream. It's about the same amount as Sugar and Cream. Cost is the same. No, I think the ball of I Love This Cotton might be a little bit bigger. Yes, dear. Yeah, I know. You're kind of... I will say for cotton yarn, I Love This Cotton is my favorite. It's a super soft cotton. I will say, as far as a store brand acrylic yarn, this is
I accidentally discovered something.
You did.
Because they have like 2 aisles of that, by the way.
They have well, yeah, they do.
And also, hats off to the unnamed, really nice lady at Hobby Lobby.
Who helped you?
I was like, I do cross stitch. I'm doing that. And would you like just a really funny story?
What?
I didn't realize this at the time. I walked to the corner that had the yarn. Then I circled all the way to the opposite side of the building. Been at Hobby Lobby. It's not a small place. Just to find out, on the other side of the aisle, 2 rows down was the cross stitch.
Oh, you didn't. Generally, in a craft store, the cross stitch and the yarn are within a couple aisles of each other.
I'm sorry, I got confused with Joann's. I went to where it is in Joann Fabrics. Or, where the cross stitch stuff is located in Joann Fabrics, how it's always in the back.
It's right next to It's right next to the yarn, though, and...
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize it. Do you think I pay attention to where the yarn is?
No, you don't. So that's the haul.
And also, I also went to where it's located in the Strongsville Hobby Lobby. The Strongsville Hobby Lobby had it in the back.
Strongsville has, yeah.
And it had.
You know,
can we please synchronize the floor plans?
It's like with any big box store. You know where it's at in one store, but you go into a different one and it's in a different spot. Like, that's with anything in any big box store. All right. Well, we can move on to plans and announcements. Plans and announcements.
I plan to sleep.
He plans to sleep.
I am sorry. But today, it's like, I haven't been this tired in a while, and it's Monday. And I'm actually waking up later.
I'm super tired. Okay. Well, plans. Friday's Daily 30 Week is all about castles, written by yours truly. So you know they're kind of out there a little bit.
Do you have anything about matriculations?
No. Okay. So, the first castle that I read about was the Forbidden City in Beijing, China, which is actually a massive 180-acre site that was once the home of the Chinese emperor, his government, and extensive family. Now, if you know anything about the Chinese emperor dynasties, they were one of the empires where the emperor had multiple concubines that had children.
Actually, I believe they're actually referred to as his wives.
Some are wives, some are concubines. It kind of depends on status within things. There's a whole status things when it comes to a harem. Whether it be the Chinese harem or the Ottoman Empire harem or any of that, there's a whole status thing. So, construction from the Forbidden City began in 1406 and was completed in 1420. It includes 980 buildings, encompasses residence, royal offices, imperial gardens, and temples. The Forbidden City served the Ming and Qing dynasties from 1420 through 1924. It currently gives tourists a look into imperial life from this time and showcases all of the grand architecture styles of ancient China, their art, furniture, and so much more. The prompt for this is to stitch on a whip with several elements. I have a number of those I can work on. I can throw things into. What?
I kind of wish I had a Captain Planet
Why?
pattern.
Elements. Oh my god. I love it. Okay.
I don't know, dude.
Next, we are going to Thailand, and we're going to visit the Grand Palace in Bangkok. The Grand Palace is the heart of a complex of buildings that served as the official residence for the King of Siam and later Thailand from 1782 to 1925. The complex is 2,351 square feet and sits on the banks of the Chao Phraya River, and is comprised of buildings, gardens, pavilions, and temples. The palace was originally quickly constructed of wood, as King Rama I had seized the throne and quickly wanted to establish himself as the sole ruler. Soon after his coronation, he began working on replacing the wooden buildings with those of stone. By 1925, the royal family and court had moved out of the Grand Palace in favor of more modern living quarters throughout Bangkok. While no longer lived in, the Grand Palace is still used for various royal events. Stitch on your grandest whip and tell us why you think it is so grand.
I already have a totally stupid answer for that one.
What?
I actually have two of them for two totally different reasons. Zelda map, because it's a full coverage. And that's just a grand amount of time. And squirrels, because not only is it huge, but that's a lot of squirrels.
A lot of squirrels. Okay. We're gonna see how good my Slovak is with these next two. Chevsky Krumlov Castle in Chevsky Krumlov, Czechoslovakia. Chevsky Krumlov, my Slovak isn't that good, castle was constructed in 1240 by the Vitkatovic family.
She did this to herself, people.
Yeah. A considerable, powerful household at the time. By the 17th century, the original family had died out. And by died out, we mean that there were no longer male heirs in the line to take control of the castle. And it was passed on to the Egenberg family, who made considerable renovations and expansions to the castle, most of which are still seen today. By 1717, the Egenberg line had also died out, and the castle passed to the Schwarzenberger family, who owned the castle until 1947. When ownership of the castle was passed to the Czechoslovakian government, and later the Czech Republic government, when the two republics split. Chevsky Krumlov Castle is the second most visited castle in the Czech Republic. Stitch on your second whip of something, whether it be your second biggest whip, your second oldest whip, your second newest whip, your second smallest whip, your second favorite whip. Like, literally, figure out a way to make it a second and go for it.
Can I make a smart comment?
What?
A clock.
That would work. Okay. Spies Castle in Spiskia.
Just to skip it.
Slovakia. That one I can't get. This castle was constructed in the 12th century by the Hungarian Empire and was controlled by the crown until 1464. The Zappolini family until 1528, and the Thurzo family from 1531 to 1653, and the Kasika family from 1638 until 1945. During the time of the final family's ownership of the castle, a mysterious fire occurred in 1780, burning the castle out. There are many theories and urban legends in Slovakia as to the cause of the fire. Was it set by the family to reduce their tax burden? Was it a lightning strike? Or perhaps it was accidentally lit on fire by soldiers cooking moonshine in it? Yes, those are all the theories.
Somebody dropped the candle? Where's that one?
I've read that and just about rolled out of my chair laughing. I'm not going to lie.
Well, considering where they're at.
In 1945, the Czechoslovakian government took control of the castle, and in 1993, the Slovak government took control when Czechoslovakia was dissolved. Throughout the late 20th century, efforts have been made to restore portions of the castle and have created a museum at the site. This castle is on the UNESCO World Heritage Site list and is the country that half of my family line is from. I'm Slovak. We are from the Slovakia side of Czechoslovakia. So, stitch on a piece that you can relate to your own heritage and explain how it relates. I have several farms and that relates to my heritage. So, for prompt 5.
By the way, it'd be really funny if you did something with baseball.
That would work.
Your mother.
My mother.
Wiffle ball bat.
Oh my god. There's a story. My grandfather on my dad's side was a really big baseball nut, so.
Okay, moving on.
The final castle. He's gonna fall out of his chair. Franklin Castle in Cleveland, Ohio. Did you know there are castles in the United States?
Yeah.
Yes. Most stateside castles pale in comparison to the medieval castles of Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, but the U.S. is home to nearly 150 structures considered castles. What you call it in North Carolina is that Vanderbilt built is considered a castle. I can't remember of it now. But anyways.
Technically, wouldn't it be palaces?
They're considered castles. I googled this. You don't want to know how much time.
Okay, I'll mention it after video then.
Okay. Most of them are private homes and not open to the public. Franklin Castle in Cleveland, Ohio is one such place. Do we know why I picked this?
Of course I do.
You probably do. This 4-story, 20-room American Queen Anne style home was constructed between 1881 and 1883 on what was originally 2 pieces of land on Franklin Boulevard in the Ohio City neighborhood, hence its name, Franklin Castle. The castle was constructed by Hans Tiedemann for his family. Ohio City was one of the most prestigious areas in Cleveland at the time, I think second only to Millionaire's Row on Euclid Boulevard. I didn't put that in there because I'm not entirely sure. But, unfortunately, tragedy befell the Tiedemann family over the course of several short years, and all of the couple's children passed away due to various illnesses, documented illnesses. However, rumors sprang out about the nature of the children's death. In 1895, Louise Tiedemann, Hans's wife, passed away, and in 1908, Hans passed, leaving no heirs to the extensive Tiedemann wealth. Unfortunately, due to the number of hardships faced by the family, there are extensive rumors about what really happened in the home over the course of Tiedemann's ownership. That includes rumors about the death of the Tiedemann children, unfound rumors about servants, their treatment, deaths possibly, undocumented. Ooh. It's deep, y'all. If you want to go deep into the rumor mill, look into Franklin Castle. None of the rumors are true. None of the rumors have ever been founded to be true. And everybody, including Tiedemann's own servants, have said, had written at the time, praising the Tiedemann family and how nice they were and how good they were. Most of these rumors perked up post-death of the Tiedemann family.
Someone's around to fight it.
None have been proven to be anything other than the made-up ideas of those who gossip. Even though the rumors around the house are untrue, the home is considered one of the most haunted places in Ohio and has been featured on several television shows, which has a whole other story to it. The home is currently privately owned and is not open for tours, but you can drive by and look at it. Stitch on a whip that is legendary to you and explain how you think it is legendary. You can come up with a good story and you're probably going to get your tokens on that one.
Hey, honey.
What?
The Legend of Zelda. Fight me.
There you go. So those are my prompts for Castle Week. As you notice, I did not get the salve prompt done last week. I don't really care. It was just such a crazy time. Alright, so that is plans. That's those plans. Coming up on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is 24 hours of cross stitch. And in case you forgot or weren't here for it, I decided that I'm going to mark all the 24 hours of cross stitch weekends with a new start. So I'm going to work in some new starts this year. I need to decide on my new start. I have it narrowed down to stuff that is kitted or kits. So, we have, options are, please vote below. Joe, you may also vote. We have Stand Tall by Southern Stitches Company. I have my fabric picked out for it. I don't have thread for it, but it only calls for 4 threads. Black, a yellow, an orangey, yellow, and green. Easy enough to find. I have this DesignWorks kit that says You Are My Sunshine, which was another gift from the lovely Victoria. It is fully kitted. Yes, it is on black Aida. It's Aida though, so I can survive it. I have Celtic Valentine by Northern Expression Needleworks. And it is fully kitted with the floss and the fabric. The only thing I don't have are those heart buttons, which I will procure at some point. My final option is Porch Welcome, another gift from the lovely Victoria, which she purchased. It's kitted up, the chart, floss, and fabric. What's your pick? Do you want me to start You Are My Sunshine?
I'm a sucker for black fabric. And she actually looked at me funny because I like stitching on it.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's just I usually get the gray because it looks pretty when it's made by my white people.
This could be another possibility if everybody likes it and goes for it. I do have this sort of mostly kitted up. So it is called Moments That Take Our Breath Away by Designs by Lisa. It's got a beautiful saying on it and some beautiful fall leaves. I kitted this up pre-pandemic and then I just never started it. I don't know why. Oh, I was looking for fabric. Then I found a fabric that I really liked. Problem is, there are some people who don't like this fabric for this project.
Are their names Laura?
I think this... Can you hold the fabric up? I like this fabric. I have metallics for the fall leaves. And I'm going to do the letters in black. I think that works with this fabric, even though this fabric is kind of busy and it has the fall leaves in the background. And yes, some of the fall leaves that are stitched might sink into these leaves a little bit, but I'm doing them in metallic. So there's going to be some differential. And I am going to do all of the lettering in 310 black. This is a consideration. I like it. I think it looks good. I'm wondering what you all think. Like, give me your opinions on this below. And if enough of you really do like this, this one may be my start.
I still like my choice.
I still like your choice too. It's kind of one of my top choices.
I think you should start. You know what?
What?
If a lot of people like too, I guess you got a lot of stuff to just start then, don't you?
Uh-huh. I'm just looking for opinions. Because
you're an awesome human being.
I think it'll work, but I've been told that it won't. So.
Who are they so I can yell at them?
I'll tell you later. So if you have seen anything you like in today's video, you may contact me to order it. Other than that, we are done. What would we like the people to do?
Have a nice day. Have a nice day. Please like, comment, subscribe, bell notification, thingy me bobby. The whole YouTube spiel.
There we go. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with us this week. We hope you join us next week. And we will see you next time.
Bye!